Well, it's official. The Patriots quarterback situation is a flat-out mess, a fiasco. Mac Jones inexplicably started, and it was a mistake. He was dreadful, as we predicted. So here comes Bailey Zappe, who gave New England an initial spark until Bailey Zappe turned back into a pumpkin. This was all so preventable on so many levels. And this was an absolute stunning, lopsided loss by Mac Jones, Bailey Zappe, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots to the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears marched into Foxborough and exposed the New England Patriots. And I know that Chicago won 2 games before last night. They're now 3-4 in the season. The Bears, to me, eyeball test, were the worst team in the NFL. In the entire league going into Monday night. Bill Belichick failed miserably by starting Mac Jones. And you know, I've been saying this forever on Time to Shine. Bailey Zappe, the starting quarterback, until he turns back into a pumpkin. Because you haven't seen one good thing from Mac Jones this year. Bailey Zappe, second half against Green Bay, the Detroit game, the Cleveland game, Zappe had zip. Zappe added energy. And Mac Jones, that high ankle sprain, that's a 6-week injury. So why was he out there? And Mac Jones was awful, threw that interception, ridiculously problematic. So what would I do this week against the Jets? I'd start Bailey Zappe. Now, I can't tell you that Bailey Zappe played well in the second half of that game against Chicago last night, but look, there's a mess. This is all Belichick. And this is the problem, and you got to put a period at the end of the sentence so it doesn't get lost in the court of public opinion. Bill Belichick is the single greatest coach in the history of sports, period at the end of the sentence. Next one. Bill Belichick has botched the quarterback position since Tom Brady left. Not having a plan for Brady to leave when it was inevitable. Cam Newton, Jared Stidham, Brian Hoyer. They draft Mac Jones, fine, love it. He gets hurt. This is a mess. Why so indecisive? And the plan to play 2 quarterbacks? It's like the late John Madden used to say to me all the time, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. That was illogical. It was asinine. It was pathetic. It was messy. And that has become New England Patriot football under Bill Belichick the last few years. The Bears called designed runs for the ultra-athletic and talented Justin Fields? What a concept. Yes, I want to see more of that version of Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears on my TV screen. Normally, I see the Bears on national TV, window of exclusivity, and I want to throw up. Get them off my TV. Last night, I'm into the Bears. I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm inspired. That was the best game Justin Fields has played as a pro. I thought the play design was great. I thought the design runs, the rushing yards, the confidence, the zip on the fastball, the accuracy, the poise, the leadership, I just thought it was fantastic. I thought the run game with Herbert, Montgomery, Fields was excellent, and this defense was flat out awesome. They had 3 interceptions on the night. Neither New England quarterback can get going in this one. And this was a road game for Chicago. So, look, that version of the Bears inspiring. It's crazy, right? And my hopes for the Chicago Bears for this season, they're still slim to none, and Slim left the building. But for the sake of fairness and accuracy, the Bears have the same record as the Packers and the Buccaneers. It's all wild and crazy and true. All you want for the Bears is a plan. You want to be inspired. This was, to me, the most inspiring win the Chicago Bears have had in years in terms of coaching, play calling, quarterback, defensive intensity. That, if you're a fan of the Chicago Bears, finally was great stuff. Matt Ryan benched by the Indianapolis Colts, and this is a flat-out fiasco and a disaster. And look, I love Matt Ryan personally, professionally. I can't defend his play this season. Matt Ryan has been terrible. 2 more interceptions, 1 pick six, signature game against Tennessee on the NFL and CBS, battle for the division, and frankly, it wasn't even close. And Matt Ryan has fumbled the football 11 times this year, and It has been a hot mess. I mean, look at that, a 1-to-1 ratio for touchdowns to interceptions, and the record's terrible, the feel is terrible. But if you think this is all Matt Ryan's fault, you're clearly not paying attention. Quick quiz, name another wide receiver outside of Michael Pittman. This team was not put together right. The offensive line has been atrocious. Frank Reich deserves to be on the hot seat. Chris Ballard deserves to be on the hot seat. There is some kind of myth that this is boy wonder right here running the Indianapolis Colts. I don't want to hear about Andrew Luck's retirement anymore. They have had golden opportunities to win the division, and they have failed. The defense, I know Shaq Leonard's hurt. The defense has been deplorable. It's easy, it's obvious. You want to blame Matt Ryan? That's fine. That's fine. I thought the Colts were going to be great this year. Shame on me for thinking that. If the Indianapolis Colts can't win the division this year, when the Tennessee Titans lost key members on defense, Harold Landry due to injury before the season started, they traded A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill is still Ryan Tannehill, Houston's dreadful, Jacksonville is still rebuilding and they're not ready for prime time. If you can't win the division this year, and spoiler alert, with Sam Ehlinger now as the quarterback, they're not going to, then honestly, you could bench Matt Ryan until the cows come home. There needs to be a coaching change, and most especially a general manager change in the offseason. A lot of great stuff to get off my chest on a Tuesday, and hold off saying same old Jets with the brutal, awful injury news. And understand, Breece Hall out for the year, ACL, it's as bad as it gets. And Breece Hall was literally and figuratively running his way to Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's been the best offensive player on the Jets this year. Second best player is Elijah Vera Tucker, who's also now out for the season. So I know for Jets fans, you just say, oh, can't have good things. And this is awful. But I love the fact that on the heels of that news, Joe Douglas, the outstanding Jets general manager, trades for James Robinson. Huge. This is so big mentally. This is big on the football field. This is Joe Douglas's way of telling everybody in that locker room, Robert Saleh and the coaching staff, guys, we're 5-2. And I know we just lost arguably our two best players on offense, two of the four best players on the team. We're going for it. This is not same old Jets. We're making the playoffs this year despite that awful news on Breece Hall and AVT. I love the mentality for Joe Douglas. And I think with James Robinson and the way the Jets are playing in every phase, especially if Zach Wilson can improve, the Jets can still beat the Patriots this weekend on CBS and can still make the playoffs. Got to get this off my chest. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are just a terrible football team right now. Simple as that. Tom Brady looks defeated. Father Time knocked him out. 3 points. 3 points against the Carolina Panthers, who were tanking. And I don't want to hear, well, the Mike Evans drop sucked the life out of the team. This was the worst drop of the year in the NFL. But then they had the entire game after that to score some points, and they couldn't. And that's not a blip. That's a trend. And look at the bottom right there. The Buccaneers, I mean, Todd Bowles' defense, last 2 games they've lost to Kenny Pickett and P.J. Walker. This was 21-3 over the weekend to P.J. Walker. The Bucs play with no energy, no life. Todd Bowles as flat as a pancake. He couldn't sell a free sandwich to a homeless person right now. Tampa's a mess. It starts with the quarterback. Tom Brady looks 45 out there. Speaking of bad teams, gotta get this off my chest. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are in dire straits. The Packers have lost 3 in a row to the Giants, Jets, and Washington. And today on Pat McAfee's show, Aaron Rodgers was saying, hey, if you're not performing, you can't play. And I don't need to, be some kind of combination of Sherlock Holmes meets Jonathan Jones to know that he's talking about Romeo Doubs, who couldn't catch a cold. I mean, this drive chart result is pathetic. I want to remind you, key words on the screen, at Commanders. Washington stinks. Double-digit underdog in lovely Western New York on national TV on Sunday night. they're going to get drilled by the Buffalo Bills. I mean, this team can't function, and Rodgers deserves heat. He hasn't played well. Look, this is all a function of terrible design, no wide receivers, Brian Gutekunst. The defense has underachieved. The offensive line's been terrible. Dobbs is awful. The receivers are terrible. Matt LaFleur deserves major heat, too. How do you not run the ball first and foremost, as we first guessed beginning of the season, with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones for 4 quarters? Terrible job by Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. Got to get this off my chest. The World Series is going to be awesome, okay? How about the Phillies and Bryce Harper? Bryce Harper is on a heater. And that home run on Sunday afternoon, absolutely majestic in the 8th inning to put the Phillies in the World Series. And look, the Houston Astros, undefeated in the postseason. Their pitching is phenomenal. This team obviously has what it takes. Got to get this off my chest. Just fire everyone on the Yankees. All of them. Everybody. Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, the guy who sells the hot dogs. Fire everybody. Aaron Boone, I was at the game with the Schein kids. Thanks for ruining my night on Saturday. Takes out Garrett Cole in the 6th inning, bases loaded for Lou Trevino. I mean, what are you doing here? Yankees offense is pathetic. Couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. I've seen Josh Donaldson and Connor Falefa. Connor Falefa kind of stinks. I've seen those guys who last a lifetime. I mean, Brian Cashman has a roster in the playoffs that includes Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter would be better served as an actual Carpenter. When Bader and Judge did the whole I got it, you got it, no, it's going to fall in act on Saturday, and then Cole served up the home run, you knew it was over because the Yankees can't hit. How does Aaron Boone not take out Nasty Nestor when as clear as velocity was down on Sunday before the Pena 3-run home run? I'm okay if Aaron Judge leaves and gets all the money in San Francisco, but I don't trust Cashman to replace him and fix the roster. What a sad sack organization. Fire everyone. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.